Well, I'm right again. I am just always fucking right about the left. So, two recent interesting events that happened in two very different kinds of sports has let us know how fucking evil and fascist the left is. And I do mean literally fascist. They support a fascist country. Now, supposedly, the Democratic People's Republic of China is a communist country, but seeing as they have no problem whatsoever with capitalism so long as it's fascistically controlled by their centralized government that has complete control of the citizenry and represses them with violent force, I don't see how it's even remotely possible that you can't acknowledge that what communist China is actually fascist China, because that's literally what that is. So we'll get that out of the way. Keep in mind, in case I have to remind you one more time, the greatest political lie ever told is that fascism is a far-right ideology, which is not true. There is a perfectly valid reason why the National Socialist Workers' Party, might actually be considered a left-wing party, since it is a centralized, government-controlled statist ideology with extensive welfare plans and, blah, 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 blah. In fact, maybe the commies are a little bit to the right of the Nazis, seeing as they actually don't have extensive welfare and don't actually give a shit about their citizenry. Anyway, we got to get to the two reasons why I'm right. Well, recently we had Houston Rockets, an NBA, National Basketball Association GM, come under heavy fire just for tweeting that he supports Hong Kong's independence from fascist China. He was immediately attacked on all sides by the NBA organization because the NBA organization actually makes a lot of money from China. Just like a lot of industries here in America do, we basically are slaves to China in a lot more ways than just manufacturing. There's a reason why Beijing or Shanghai is in every goddamn motherfucking movie that you see coming out of Hollywood, and that there is basically no anti-communist movies that ever come out. Or there's probably also part of a reason why a lot of Hollywood is communist as well. And the thing is, a lot of movies that come out make more money from China than they do from America, or indeed any other market combined. Certain movies that we hate and wonder how they keep getting made make fucking tons of money in China. Transformers is a franchise that perfectly embodies this. So when somebody criticizes the fascist government of China and their work in any kind of entertainment industry, that's usually bad fucking news, but it's something that nobody really expected, that a guy is being threatened with being fired and forced to retract everything he said about, keep in mind that there's rampant protests going on in Hong Kong, and the police are very violently repressing these, not just with shit like tear gas, but actually shooting people, setting shit on fire. It's really bad there. You thought the France protests were crazy. The Hong Kong protests are far more crazy. And you can see why. I mean, basically, China is about to ruin and destroy and rape and basically pillage Hong Kong. And the people don't want to live under a repressive fascist dictatorship. They liked being basically a semi-democratic, republic-controlled entity for decades, generations, in fact. So there's a perfectly valid reason why they would be protesting basically the takeover of their country by the devil. But you, here in America, where you supposedly are free and have free speech, better not promote them. And in fact, this isn't just limited to shitholes like the NBA. Try the video game industry. Oh boy, so there is a Hearthstone player, this very gay card game, has been banned and censored by Activision Blizzard, which is one of the most piece of fucking shit companies in gaming, but frequently gets a big break from its fans just because of how rabid they are. It's sort of like how Star Wars always gets an excuse for being shit because their fans are rabid. In fact, everybody knows Bethesda shit, and everybody knows EA is shit. Not a lot of people remember that as recently as 3 or 4 years ago, the completely insane anti-consumer predations of Nintendo, they actually don't remember and don't want to remember how fucking evil Nintendo is, how Nintendo's more lawsuit happy than Scientology and just about as fanatical. So, but you'll never hear that because their fans are robots, Nintendrones, if you will. So it's no surprise that we're probably only going to see a little brief flash in the pan where people realize that Activision Blizzard is just basically being slaves to China and will repress anybody who talks about anything. I mean, Activision Blizzard is also known for if you criticize feminism or have anything to say about the transgender issue or blah, 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 don't do it. Because they will actually ban you for shit you say on private Facebook messages, or if they find out that there's Discord leaks, or in your own private Discord you said something that they disagree with politically, you can be completely banned from Activision Blizzard accounts and shit. So, you know, good luck. You might want to shut your fucking mouth if you want to play World of Warcraft Classic. You know, you'll get banned. Permabanned. So anyway, of course, our American left is aligned with international globalist fascism. And the number one most repressive entity in that grouping is China. And that's why China immediately, openly, and flagrantly will crack down on American citizens and British citizens and Canadian citizens who have shit to say about them. And if that doesn't bother you, then feel free to keep voting for the left. But it should bother you. And you should know exactly who's responsible